When it comes to podcasting or streaming, there's a microphone for that. And if you've been online doing any research for microphones for podcasting or streaming, you've been inundated with so many options and so many choices that it's probably got you confused and overwhelmed and not knowing what to choose. So you find yourself on YouTube scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of video reviews of different microphones. And then at the end of the day, it just seems like they're all the same. They might sound a little bit different to you, but they might sound a little bit different than to somebody else. They might sound really good to me. They might not sound really good to you at all. It's a very subjective subject. And so I'm going to show you a couple of other options. We're going to go ahead and inundate you a little bit more. Sorry about that. With a couple of microphone choices that I have. I'm going to start off with the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB-X, which is the microphone right in front of me. And then I'm going to show you some other options that you could find at your local music store that are probably better than any other microphone that you're going to find online or anywhere else. Plus, price-wise, they're going to be completely comparable. And so, let's start off with the AT2020 USB-X, which you see in front of me. I've taken this microphone out of the box and plugged it directly USB-C into my computer. It has no processing. It has no pop filter, as you can see, and I apologize if the plosives are really bad, but I want you to get the raw feel of how this microphone sounds. And so I just plugged it directly into my computer, and you're hearing it the way it sounds straight up out of the box using Windows audio controller for the volume and that kind of thing. So this is the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB-X. It plugs straight into USB port. It can plug into a USB 3.0, or it can plug into USB-C. It comes with a little adapter for that. It has a built-in headphone jack, and on the front it has dials that you can control the amount of source that's coming into your headphones from the microphone to an external audio source, and then it has an audio level for your headphones on this side over here. Another cool feature that this microphone has that I haven't seen in any other microphones, and it's probably available, I just haven't dug that deep into it. So that is this mute button. As you can see, the capsule is glowing blue right now, which lets me know that this microphone is active and it's picking up my voice. But in the very front, there's a very little touch pad that will mute this microphone. Check this out. But if I turn it back on, now you can hear me. And you probably noticed that the capsule started glowing red. That indicates that the microphone is muted. I think that's a really cool feature. Now, if you have a full pop screen on this thing, you might not be able to see that. So if you were to touch this, and I mean this button is very sensitive, just barely, and it muted me. See, it's just so touch sensitive. So you'd have to be very careful with that part of it. But straight up out of the box, I think this microphone sounds really good. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to make it my daily driver for microphones. I used it in the last Ask Mike podcast that we do, and I thought it sounded incredibly well. The beauty of this thing also is that I don't have to have an external audio interface in order to run this microphone. I can just plug it straight into my computer and it's good to go. And I mean, straight up out of the box, fast. I don't have to download any drivers. I didn't have to do anything. It just works right up out of the box. No audio interface, and you can hear what it sounded like now. So I wanted you guys to see this one because I'm really excited about this one and I really like it. And like I said, I'm probably going to make it my daily driver. I will probably get another one for our podcast studio that Ask Mike records out of. And then I have this one here in my setup. So this is very sweet. So I wanted to show you guys this microphone, but at the same time, I also want to show you some other options. I'm going to show you a Shure SM58, the Shure SM58 dynamic microphone. I'm going to show you a couple of microphones by Sennheiser. I'm going to show you a microphone by Electro-Voice. And then to end it all, I'm going to show you an old microphone that I've had for a long time, the AT4055 large diaphragm condenser microphone. And I'm going to let you hear all these microphones. And then I want you to make a decision on your own of which one you think sounds the best to you. When you're choosing a podcast microphone, if you can go into your local music store, and you can plug these in and you can listen to them yourself with your voice, that would be the ideal way to do it. Now, I don't think you could go to Best Buy or any other place that has the other podcast microphones and actually plug them in and do demos of those. But if you come into our stores or even into your local music store, they will probably have a lot of these microphones that I'm going to show you today, or a lot of ones that are comparable to these that they will allow you to plug up and listen to. So without further ado, let's start off with this next microphone. And here it is, the Shure SM58. This is the Shure SM58 dynamic vocal microphone that you're listening to now. So I want you to listen to this microphone as I'm speaking into it. It has no processing. It's going straight into my computer and being recorded directly into this audio track. So you're hearing what this SM58 by Shure sounds like. So how does this sound compared to other microphones that you've heard? For the price point, this microphone is comparable to anything that's out there. And it's also been around so long that it's one of the most trusted, most in-demand microphones for vocals, whether that's for speaking or whether that's for singing. So I wanted to show you guys this microphone is an option, and I wanted you to hear what it sounds like. So this is the Shure SM58. What do you think about this one? Okay, so up next we're looking at the Sennheiser E835 dynamic microphone, and I want you guys to hear what this microphone sounds like straight out of the box, no processing, no pop filters. I want you to compare this microphone to the other microphones that I've shown you today. This is the Sennheiser E835 dynamic microphone. This is a great little microphone too. They have great packaging. Looks good. Sennheiser is a very reputable company. So what do you guys think of the E835 dynamic microphone from Sennheiser? Okay, so the microphone that we're going to listen to now is the Electro-Voice ND86. This is a dynamic microphone made by Electro-Voice. If you're not familiar with Electro-Voice, they've been making microphones and speaker systems for as long as I can remember, way before my time for sure. So they know exactly what they're doing, just like Shure and Audio-Technica and some of the other microphone companies out there. So I want you guys to hear the Electro-Voice ND86 and compare it to some of the other ones that you're going to hear today, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this microphone. I'm not using any processing on any of these microphones. They're going straight into my computer, and there's not even pop filters on here, so you're going to hear some plosives, and I apologize for that, but I want you to hear the microphone completely the way it sounds out of the box. So this is the Electro-Voice ND86. What do you guys think about this microphone for vocals? Okay, up next is the Sennheiser E845 dynamic microphone. I want to see if you guys can tell a difference between the 845 and the E835 that I showed you before. How does this microphone compare to the Shure SM58 or the AT2020 USB microphone? So this is the Sennheiser E845 dynamic microphone. Again, straight out of the box, no pop filters, no processing. I want you guys to hear the raw sound that's coming from these microphones, and so that's what I'm showing you today. So this is the Sennheiser E845 dynamic microphone. How do you guys feel about this one? What do you think? Will it fit your needs? Let me know in the comments below. These are great microphones. All of these microphones are great microphones. If you have any of these, I think you'll be pleased with any of them. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, this is the Sennheiser E845 dynamic microphone. Okay, so I wanted to finish off this segment with a microphone that I've had since the 90s. This is the Audio-Technica AT4055 large diaphragm condenser microphone. It's based on the AT4050 studio microphone from back in the day. And I got this microphone from Frank Frombaugh, who was the Audio-Technica rep at that time, and he really knows microphones. And so whenever this microphone came out, he said, "Rick, you got to try this microphone. You love your AT4050. You're really going to love this 4055." So he gave this microphone to me and asked me to try it, and here it is. I still have it to this very day. It's one of my favorite microphones, and the reason I've held on to it is because it just sounds so great and so crisp. It does require phantom power because it is a condenser microphone, but most audio interfaces these days have phantom power built in. So if you can get your hands on one of these AT4055s, I think you would be very, very pleased. You can find these on Reverb for anywhere between $150 to $200 these days. So if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend the AT4055. But what did you guys think of all the other microphones that we looked at today? So we looked at some microphones from Audio-Technica, we've looked at some microphones from Shure, we've looked at some microphones from Electro Voice, and we looked at a microphone or two from Sennheiser. So I really think that no matter which microphone you guys choose, you will be pleased. There's a lot of hype, like I said, surrounding podcasting microphones, and so honestly, you really need to hook these things up, plug them into your setup, and see what they sound like to you, because everyone's going to hear these microphones in a different way. So find the microphone that fits your needs and sounds the best to you, and that's the microphone that you want to go with. If it sounds good to you, that's all that matters. So anyway, what do you guys think about all these microphones? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Again, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. And guys, thank you so much. And I will see you on the next one.